Magap. Magap. Chut. Pasaytiraylik. Judayam baland bo'lib ketdim. Magap. Chut. Pasaytiraylik. Judayam baland bo'lib ketdim. Magap. Chut. Endi-chi. Endi qizilib ketmayapti. Endi-chi. Qizilib ketmayapti. Chot. Так. Нахуй mikrofon. Qatdan ko'rsak o'lar. Navini ko'ramizmi? Chot. Так. Нахуй mikrofon.
В фокусі відіграють зараз Navi. Wonderful. Максимально важливий мінус все-таки здав свого АВП на 12.
Опа. Navini ko'ramizmi?
Скаут. Проти 4 суперників.
Navi turtun olurdu.
Нема чіткої інформації. Може навіть на верхній хвилі він зараз когось б'є. Але врятувати раунд 1-4 майже нереально.
Атака виходить через верхній, виходить через нижній. Wonderful ставить кіл по Алексу і ще один раунд для Navi. 5-0. 7 раундів залишається в другій половині, але вже насправді непогану роботу виконали хлопці з Navi. Поки команди на мажорі дарують нам шалені емоції та яскраві хайлайти, Logitech G у рамках Black Friday дарує тобі унікальну можливість оновити свій геймерський арсенал. Знижки до 50% на найрізноманітніші девайси вже чекають. Шукай посилання під плеєром і не прогав свій шанс. Ну а в нас гра продовжується, і команда Бейт робить стак 4А, а Navi навпаки швидко займають коннектор, і вже насправді більше половина мапи під їхнім контролем.
Дуже стабільно грають Navi, займають свої зони. Ну і ось тепер в другому темпі підповзають під Б. Очікували ще одної агресії від Бейта, але Бейти грають більш обережно. Хетрік з АВП проти Маказа буде грати, але в цей самий момент може вже початись вихід на базу Б. Хетрік дає мінус, але поки що це не допомагає.
Ну, навіть треба насправді вже рухатись, тому що, в принципі, по ним тепер можуть збирати інфу, вони це розуміють. І так, наче 4 в 5, ти все одно можеш успішно спробувати вийти на точку Б. На нижньому лежить поки що вогонь, навіть перечекали, поки він...
Тихо.
Чекає тімейтів. Ще один вогонь від команди Бейт. Кенсізор забирає біта.
Сразу попали на ровном месте Бейты. Не должно так...
Без замакаса. Без
Ну,
субтитров.
для них. Ну, у них в голове, наверное, там было то, что они, наверное, ушли, группируются и выходят Б. У них, наверное, что-то такое в голове просвистело точно.
Влучають одне по одному. Wonderful Авік пристрілює Ніпла з лаком. Ще раз пробує реалізувати. 30 секунд. Набої закінчились.
Oturki qo'yroqasiga ekan voy bu solo stream xoloslam. Twitchda alt minor desa chiqmadi. Yo'q, Instagramda alt minor, Twitchda ZXC pastdagi cho'rtqicha I minor bo'lishi kerak. ZXC.
The bomb, Ascenthio has to spring to action.
It's a perfect plant, Chad. Hedrick stampeding, Ascenthio's shot necessary to get on the board. I have to say, not only have I seen signs of life from Bit, but it seems Wonderful is here to play today as well.
Yeah, 11 kills for him so far, racking him up, but that's Ivy presence there from Hedrick to get them the opener. The B bomb site did well, right? Smoke Molly defense, they were able to really stuff this choke point. That Molly coming in late segregates the fight. They were just set up on the low ramp, ready to take fights as players started to rotate out of con. Good output from Wonderful, gets the bomb down, and well, there wasn't going to be any issues in the buy department. That is guaranteed. So first round
Осуждаю это. Ставки осуждаю.
They've gone for team main block smoke. Does that mean more pop presence?
Seems like a priority for Bay.
I think this is the same call right now out of Alexi. You really want to condition towards B. So yeah, it looks like they're going to run with the same move.
And it's the same start from Bait as far as Labor Division. Alex will be joining Essential on this side. And it looks like Essential is going to be playing the elevated position here. Very quiet. Kensizor has nothing to report main.
Hedrick took some contact. Ivy drops his block smoke, and they're setting up the B execute. So this time, let's see if they can catch them on the timing. And if being in a
Navi.
5v5.
Oh, beautiful.
Ой,
From
бля.
NPL gets boosted up and catches bit pop.
Ага каким молчида Navi.
5v4 in favor for Bay. Essential, I like
Алексей
Goes
gitti.
looking for answers.
Ah,
He
bля.
finds Alexi B. The Kalash
Oldu.
finds him though.
this. Good damage done. Alex tucks in back of the bomb. Now, do they still want to continue? There's 50 seconds. Alex might even consider going for a timing push. We'll just park in towards oil for now. So having faith that they will rotate elsewhere, that's the right call. At least for now.
Smoke'lar
so
tastı.
Mikaze's clearly been called back. Returning to main.
Ya,
Only
peki.
35 seconds left though.
Beyde bir kişi de.
Trying to sell B.
Bir kişi iki kişi.
Util comes through. Hedrick's on his way. Kensizor also towards the Z connector. And
Hoppa.
positionally sound as he gets himself another.
Oh,
As
böyle.
Bait are looking to take a second round
Ente.
consecutive.
Okay, well, with only 20 seconds left, I think Wonderful's definitely going to be saving it. Oh, maybe
Yıkıyor.
Mikaze wants to keep on fighting to do some damage. Wonderful's coming over.
They're going.
Okay.
It should be the end of
Ha.
it. NPL has had a fantastic round and there's just no time for Wonderful
Smoke.
to get anything
Hop
done.
hop. Niko iki tane.
Here we go.
Ah
They
sıçkı.
got low. A little bit of an opportunity for a misstep from Bait.
Okay, those saves could have gone a long way. Wonderful would have been able to drop another gun.
yeah.
Mikaze would have been able to get one of those, right? And there could have been a few more rifles in the mix. So we'll see how they want to operate forward. I just saw Emma buy and then sell back, but
Oyuncudan
confidence
gördüm.
boost 2 rounds in a row. This time it pays off. Stuff from MPL. We know what type of output this guy can find. So not the full investment. Couple of Galils. I think they'll take the pace out of this, avoid the damage from the protocol utility. Next round, 2,400 loss bonus. That's where everyone's left themselves with about 2k. Navi could still grab some value. And again, the fact that you already have 5 rounds T-side train, you're happy with that if you're Blade.
Have to admire the restraint. You talk about protocol util. They've been holding on to the majority of theirs. Kensizor's got a full belt.
Yeah, it seems like they understand what they're up against. Here comes the flash.
And not the
O
gets
automa.
dipped down.
Ken Caesar.
We'll block him with a minute to play.
Lan abi adam koç gitti. Yok A getirme koç. Ha yok böyle.
To back to beat. Head trick on a rifle with the Senthiel. Playing in the clouds towards the high ramp. Can they shut this one down and deny the play?
Böyle kutuyu tırttılar.
Tested for Klava.
Oy.
Control of the spray a bit there. Wonderful with able to bring him down.
Oy,
Quick
bile.
reactions from Essential stops Mikaze's block.
Should get the bomb.
Automa.
Finishing the job. Bomb planted. Extra $600 in a round loss for every single member of Navi.
Okay,
Ente.
that's going to feel good for someone like Bit who over-invested there.
Ente
So,
Navi.
right, no dramas. Wonderful will even get his AWP. Same can't be said for Head Trick. Unless he gets a drop, I think Alex should be able to hook him up in that department if they want to prioritize the AWP in his hands. Kensizor has been the highest rated player for Bait throughout their campaign so far, from stage 1 to stage 2. And he's the newest addition to the team, joining at the tail end of 2024.
Birinchi karta Train, ikkinchi karta Mirage,
And in
uchinchisi
2025, they
Ancient.
make the major in Austin.
Mirajda Navi
where
uncha
they
o'yin
were
olmaydi.
eliminated by Linvision in a 2-2 game.
Trainda yutish kerak.
This time round, and they're going up
Ma'qul
against
bo'lsa ham.
the big dogs, the big brother, especially of the
Chunki
region,
Train
Navi.
Navini piki.
A name to be respected, one that these young faces would have been watching for many years.
And something as well worth mentioning is that perhaps for Bay, you know, reps are important. They've kind of warmed into this tournament. A loss in the first best of one of stage 1, and since then have just been on the up and up.
Grinders, right? These are the type of players that you see online just playing constant matches. So turning to LAN and then having to deliver this. The oldest player is 24. There's a couple of 19-year-olds in the mix. So see what they can deliver into this one.
Oh.
Lovely opening. Just a flash of bits and a flash of flame.
Opa. Alexi. Wonderful. Alexi o'yin ochildi.
One kill. Now he's got 3. And those ones have impact.
And this one's worth a 6 round, Chad. You already said they'd be happy and laughing with 5. Damn, and it starts with a head trick opener as well.
Hozir
Short-lived success.
B8.
Oh.
Ko'rib biladim yo'qmi? Yo'q,
It's
ketdi.
Kenzo and Alex, they want
Ah,
to hold
pick
on
ma.
to this. Kazi going around the world, he's calling it awfully clear.
Save qiladi.
Not going to bother with CT spawn, thinking that they would be on the save. So,
Bilad, mana
grab another kill before this round is done and dusted. Finances are not good for Bay. They could be worse, but they could also be better.
Oh, if he goes up. Oh,
Bezeto.
he's coming around the corner anyway.
Kommentator yo'q
Head
ekan.
for main, yeah, back
This
to back, but not
commentator.
going to be checking. Oh, and that's the end of Alex.
Okay. A loss bonus comes through. Hey, Team of the Year 2024. Copenhagen Major winners. Looking to get back to that type of form. And some great shooting from Alexi. Covering fire there from Wonderful as MPL.
IGL of the year, Alexi, and closer of the year.
Hammasi shahol.
Closer. Something like this.
Biz kommentator yo'q ekan.
Different feeling to this round with the CT's such early control.
They've had some good moves. Last round they had the players in the right place. Alexi just happened.
Yeah.
Right? You had a 3-player B stack and they were heading with quite a few forces towards B. You just didn't deliver the necessary.
Cheda 8 ta round olsa, KTda normalniy yutib qo'yishi mumkin Navi. Oh, bulu.
What?
All right.
That is a little
Yomon pik bo'ldi lekin Makkasidan.
cracking skulls. Sharp shooting onto the sniper. You can see that's pulled Alex away to address the gap.
Lykker. Oh, Lykker doldi.
And Alex goes down as clean as the first.
Look at a Cynthia on B. What are you meant to do?
Yeah, right.
You're worried about everything.
Lykker o'ldi.
Yep, in front of me, behind me.
That's 4 choke points.
Oh gosh.
B'da bir kishi. Oh, adagini ko'rdi. Oh, opa.
And save again.
B-chista.
This is such a well-structured T side out of Navi. I'm in awe.
You wonder if that's prep right
Yana
there,
safe
right?
qilaman.
They go for this main control.
Yana
Does
safe.
like to play this angle just because Mikazi, the way that he cleared that was a thing of beauty, and then the movement at the end to find right clearing out, knowing that he's meant to be playing for info, not just going wide.
Right.
So valuing his life, getting that info, and then being able to relay that information and remove that inside prong. It's a really solid counter-strike right now for Navi as they do get their 7th. 2 rounds remaining within this first half of play.
You were talking to me over lunch, asking about where we put Navi.
Well,
you
this
know?
is the thing, right? You stomp FlyQuest, that's one thing, right? Okay, you start off your
Oh,
CT side 12-0, that was great. And then you go up against the likes of Imperial in your second game, and it gets a little bit close. So you wonder, oh, is it nervy?
How good are Imperial?
Yeah, right? So you're asking all of those questions.
Didn't Imperial beat Fnatic today? Am I tripping?
They were up against them, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
was on Dust too. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, you know,
Oo.
it's hard to place them. Maybe Imperial are just gamers and Navi are the real deal.
Well, I think there's no question that Navi are one of the best teams in this
Mana.
stage. That is without a doubt.
It's just
Right,
like
but-
how much is the gap between the stage 3 teams and Navi?
I think everybody, including themselves, have an expectation that they are a stage 3 team who are starting in stage 2.
Right,
Getting some
absolutely.
warm-up, getting the reps in. Here's him at aggression now.
Ooh, I like it. It's up against MP9s. It's risky, and he's going to get
Rush
shot down.
score'daki
Great awareness
Navi.
from MPL. He'll catch him. Makaze's taken down Alex, so it doesn't matter if it's an AWP or a rifle. He does seem like he's destined to do something on the Ivy fight. And Alexi will call his dogs off the search. Retooling now, leaving and parking Wonderful on the Ivy side.
This would be a really tough round to lose here if you're Beta after you get that opener. I understand that they don't have the best to buy, but they've actually given you some pace and you've got 1 for 1. And considering you need something more than 3. So gravitating over towards B, Kenzor, MPL was investigating from Connector. It feels like they're reading the play quite well. As you two are being lobbed out. Kamikaze. Sandwich smoke will keep question marks about what really lies in main. Hetrick playing new box, MPL back a bomb. Kenzor, does he stay planted right now? Because it will be the B play. 40 seconds. Oh, never mind. Pivoting pop again.
It's going to be coming down to the wire time-wise. Hetrick, that first contact. How good is the clear?
Çurt kaçır.
How good is the
Oy.
stabilizing for 3. Started off wonky.
Hat-trick bizi uçuşun olup gitti.
Alright, Hetrick, not the flashiest of aim on display there, but
Makyajlı
regardless, the
kollu.
result you were looking for.
Makyaj safe
Kamikaze
iki
takes
kağıdı.
tail, opts for the save, and there you go, a 4th. It's hard to be getting too excited about
Yeah,
that
it was
if you're
walked up
bait,
to
but
again
if you're
again.
able to salvage the 5th round,
It's something.
you get the halftime break, you come back in, you win the pistol, then maybe you can start rolling with a little bit of a momentum. But right now, you would say that Navi have done the job on this T side.
Yoppa.
Would it be fair to kind of categorize the train pick from Navi as somewhat of like an attempted weakness, targeting a weakness? It doesn't seem like it's a map that's had as much of a rep. From
Uludama.
you know, I'm looking at their 3 months. Some maps have got 13. This one, Amiga 5.
I think there was definitely other places they could have gone in the map pool. So I thought this could be the 3rd and deciding map of the series.
Okay.
But it's also a map that, if you're feeling really comfortable on, and Blade loves his prep, as Alex gets one back,
That's a nice one.
you might be able to identify a lot of key things, key tendencies that you're able to exploit.
This is more than we've seen before as far as bodies.
They don't even need to hang around. You can just leave one player here and just keep working it off.
Oh, they are probing. They are
Don't know about
stuck.
this.
Lexi B's done well onto Kenzor and confirmation of much more. Bit will catch a Senthiel, pulling out nades, and now look at him. He
MPL's
knows that's
here
the
now.
A anchor, rather the B anchor, excuse me.
Kapat kılıp geldi bu ya.
Wonderful, wonderful needs to turn
Oo,
around.
arkadan.
The fire's not there. It's huge from NPL.
Tamam.
It puts Pit into an uncomfortable 1v2.
Bir,
Uncertain as
iki
to where
gavur.
Alex is. Knows where MPL was. Starts to try and reposition. As time ticks, more and more options open up for where Bit could have gotten off to.
Bir iki geber. Oy oy oy oy oy. Tamam.
Huge round out of him. 3 kills. The Ukrainian upstart.
Sakızı dört mü?
Against Navi. It's 5 enough though.
Navi kicking things off with the pistol. 5 straight rounds, but Bait finding some form before it's too late. We're going to head to a break. Are they able to collect themselves to pick up the pistol?
Nu pistoletkalar şey etti. Tamam. Klava yok. Uçuşun oğlu. Böyle.
MPL once donning the Navi jersey back in Paris at the Major, now up against them in a 2-0 game. Stage 3 awaits for the winner of this, and his 3K has kept the hopes and dreams alive for map number 1. 7-5 on the half, more than par for the course for Navi, but something that Bank can work with. Let's get this one underway. Swap sides, we look like we're going fast and furious out main.
Agar Navi pistoletgan olsa yaxshi bo'ladi. Voy. Уже 3 kishi minus. 3 ga 2. Smoke'dan chiqib. Opa, молодец. Pistoletgan olsa osonroq bo'ladi raundlari.
But the bomb ticking is every second off of that.
They gotta fake it at least. Try and draw him out.
There's the tickle.
O, ko'rding. Молодец. Молодец. Ulguram yo'q. Ulgurdi.
Okay, you can understand from Alex's perspective, doesn't have the sightline on the bomb, doesn't know if they're sticking it, and they're actually running at him. So a little bit unfortunate in that situation. The bomb will go down, but Navi are going to take it. Both pistols in this one. Wonderful 18 kills, having one of those games. He's a player who has been under a lot of fire. Wonderful. People wanting to see more output from the AWPer. But I will say there is very few AWPers in CS2 who can find elite level output. You got your Monisies of the world, maybe your Shiros, your Zywus. If you're not too far behind that list, I think you're doing all right. Oh, yeah. Mate, let me not forget Molodoy.
Oh, yeah, no, in fact, he's taken the world by storm.
Okay, so bomb going down does facilitate 3 Galils, Mac 10 and a Tech 9. Ivy presence early.
Are they running? I see a Mac 10. No, he is going to be walking, but it looks like Alexi V's caught
Oz
wind of it, or suspects something
bayqigan, force.
Block smoke on top.
So they pop through this. They could do with a flash.
I think he's kind of
Galil
to be anti, and it looks like they're going to call it off.
Okay, well, the pressure has at least drawn out some util, which you know is going to be lighter into the second round, right? They can't have all the rifles and all the nades. It's a choice between firepower and utility. So if that's what they were hoping for, they have been able to draw out a smoke early. There's still 3 on the board.
B'da hech kim yo'q.
Take a look at the
bor.
CT setup. It is just
Bit
big
bor.
and,
Bir o'zi.
actually playing for a lot of information.
Bir o'zi bit.
If they were hoping for the lurky number, that one has not landed. Those are the unforced errors you cannot be making. Bit tucks in, Imma rotates over. Bit is playing.
Oh,
Opa.
Full frag.
Bit gördü.
That's what I was saying. The fact that he tucked in
Şu
there,
bölge yürüyüş başlaşı gerek. Navi.
and now he's out. Beautiful from Bit.
He's done very well.
Halyamadı. Kişi.
Feels uncomfortable if you're bait, not only operating with a disadvantage, but that clock is ticking down. Looking at the pop side, it's Mikaze playing E-Box, and he's got support from Wonderful as well. There's a more block util. Feels like they've got infinite incendiaries. That is the last of them, I promise. Mikaze plays up close. Wonderful gets further forward to be that first port.
Razming'e çıkıyor. Oy. Молодец. Normal. Yap. Birga bir. Alexi. Ya, vaqt yetmadi.
And I'm interested to see now what that means for the next round, because on the T side in this
Alexi bilan Alex.
You've taken 4 of the 5 rifles. Maybe you'd want to invest again. Now, yeah, take a timeout to have that conversation. Get the coach on the mic, because this is a big one. This is essentially where you decide, are we going all in and we lose it? We probably lose the map with it, or do we take the conservative approach? Now, the bigger issue is, sure, Alex has this Galil carried through, but his loss bonus is going to be in a tougher position going forward than everybody else's. So you got a double-edged sword with the choice that you're about to make. I don't envy the position they're in right now, even though they did do all of that damage. So you know that you've got Navi's finances teetering. It's very enticing to want to buy, to knock it out, and then take control of the economy early. Then they'll go into a force buy that will be light on. Feels like they're going for the best of both worlds. So it works out quite nicely, especially if they get the bomb down. So Alex, with the loss bonus that was left over, it was 1k, excuse me, not the loss bonus, but the kills, the residual cash that he had. So he's going to get plus 2,900 on top of that. So we'll put him in Galil range. Oh, okay. Well, that wouldn't be the first time we've had that type of conversation.
Kensizor just goes swinging with that Tech 9, finding nothing but death.
Okay, and now these investments are a little bit in vain, aren't they? This round is done. Maybe an opportunity for Navi to be able to reset. We have had these comm segments that we've checked in on. It's a little low HP, okay.
Wait.
I put it back in the bottle.
Yeah, actually.
Wonderful is low.
Makaze playing actively, and Essential may have caught wind of him there. They might peek from two different elevations, and he's just going to fall back, try and throw the smoke. They don't accelerate off of that.
And they don't need to. Still have time. Don't throw this one away. You've actually drawn yourself back into a winnable situation from what was it, 3v5. Alexi with an interesting push. Does he play to container?
Oh, catches the headshot onto Hedrick, and he spotted another.
And he's away.
That's the most important part. Not going to be forced and tucked and hard cleared. Now does get awkward once more.
That's really annoying from Alexi. Great work from the in-game leader to put them in the power position. You see how much Wonderful is valuing.
3-2 round.
Jiggling. Checking out front
Aga
bottom,
41
sandwich
yaptı.
cross.
A'da
They
2
are
kişi.
our main, so do have some space to work with.
Alex bir pik mi yok değil mi? Hoppa.
They want
Hoppa. Al ayıttı. Ayıtırlı. Wonderful. Ama soft değil.
21 and counting from Wonderful.
10 higher than anybody else on his
Yaxşı.
team. So he's having a game, and remember that clutch in the early stage of that first half as well. So there's been some shaky moments in the first couple of rounds of each half for Navi. And that's likely why Alexi, that we saw there in what was transcribed with the comms, saying, hey, everybody, relax, you still won the round. You're in a very strong position after your first half, after all. I know it's MR12 and the game can slip away quickly, but still. Oh, missed smoke, I believe, from Bait towards Yarn. That's another one that hasn't quite landed. You can see it there just in the middle of new box, not really covering camera, not covering sandwich.
Bit rough around the edges, perhaps, on this T-side util. Couple of unforced errors in that department.
Well, no harass pop, just this AWP on the line.
Kensizor's usually good for a jiggle or two.
Hop.
This time, actually just gets his boots blown off. Wonderful passes that reaction speed test.
Wonderful'dan miss.
He's been alerted.
Yeah. Not only did you get legged, you were on your lones and pushing up Pop Dog with the bomb on your back. Now, the fact that you've taken that contact,
The
idea behind this smoke is to make them think it still could be a yarn play, but they haven't really put any pressure over towards Iron.
B'de 2 kişi.
This time the smoke lands. Wonderful takes another shot. But there's still 2 players on B to deal with this, and they're playing smoke molly defense. Look at both of them on the back. As soon as the util comes, then they drop their nades. Here it comes.
And you might lose them on the way in, burning through.
Hoppa.
To the core.
Ay.
Important removing bit, and now Imes feels vulnerable. They're holding for you.
İyi.
Fakes him out. Frags
And
him
Bill
down.
yağmurdu.
3-on-4 advantage Bay with the bomb now planted. This is a must win, must convert. To keep the conversation alive of a competitive trade.
No kits.
Hoppa.
ICB on the way in. There's Makaze. Finds that elevation and removes MPL, anticipating the
Uyku yoktu.
lurk out of
Makyaj.
Alex.
İyi. Timing kara.
He's timed it well. There is a kit down. This gets uncomfortable for
O
Navi.
makyajın arkasına gelip öldürür ha.
The kit. Here's the Alex perfectly timed. Catches them looking the wrong way. Makaze falls, and it's a bait round after
Hoppa.
all.
Okay, nice round indeed.
Bayram
I love
fazla.
that fake from MPL. He's in the site. He could have just punched in the digits, but wanted to draw out any rats that were in the system. Catches Immet, wanting to deny that. And that right there is them breaking through. A round now for their T side.
Crispy finish.
Balan rokulayım ya.
Well,
Ulan.
forced in. Couple of MP9s, couple of 5.7s, and 1 M4. You can break them here, Bait, and this one could be worth 2.
Wonderful's going to set him up. Immet Makaze. Bit of a team flash on that one, not going to cost them. And that would have been audible. Oh, there's more actually, so plays on plays. And this flash, oh, it doesn't catch Kensizor.
Oo. Alexi bir.
With head trick connecting on the AWP reveals at least where another one was. Blocked on IV and retooling. Bomb maneuvering back. It's Makaze versus an AK on Essential. How has he won that? Huge huge.
İlk o roundda hozir olib ketyapti.
Short-lived successes just after you get yourself on
İlk
the
o
board,
roundda
get the ball
Navi
rolling, it's immediately taken back by
round
Navi.
oluyor.
Way back in,
But
Hendrik, you're dead.
oy AWP.
Not, I spoke too soon.
AWP'ni safe qilish kerak.
He should be.
See how long he gets to live with
Yeah,
this AWP.
Bermaydimi.
I don't think they'll allow him to hold on to it.
But then so should Mikaze. I mean, I don't know how he's done that.
AWP'ni safe qilishga
Decent
ketdi adam
range,
yo'q.
Senthil with the weapon,
Bomba
doesn't matter. It's a
qo'lda
powerful
ekan.
pistol, and Mikaze is a powerful player.
Yeah, safe.
Definitely seems to be kind of, you know, he's settling in. It's a project to integrate a whole, you know, an academy talent into a tier 1 roster.
But this is it, right? The expectation on these young faces to perform at the highest level of
Eko
Counter-Strike in a
roundda
stressful environment seems to
pistolet
be
bilan
extremely
hammasini
high when
bitirgan.
everybody should be given a little bit of time to work in.
I have a name for that.
Is it donk?
It's the donk delusion.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a great term for it. I think donk has kind of shattered everybody's level of expectation of what is realistically possible.
Yeah, for these rookies. I mean, I think he is entirely responsible, or majority responsible, for the expectations set on your Jacobs of the world, your Mikazes.
That's fair. I like the framing, and they do let him hold on to the AWP. So something carried through with the ability to bring out 2 AKs, Galil, and likely something lighter.
Нахуя.
He wasn't blind. He's right.
But you still won the
Нахуя,
round,
блядь.
and you get yourself up to 11. Just 2 more rounds required on your map choice. Nope, just making sure he remembers the strats.
It's just baffling to me how
Chega
like, all of these
puxando.
Navi listenings, those little bits, it seems like they're like in a really intense, like 11-11 scoreline.
Look, if you're Blade, you would happily not have to prep for extra games.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, show less of your playbook.
Of course. Especially when you know what you're going into. There's the shark-infested waters of stage 3 if you win.
Endi B8'da force.
Bomb's gonna walk through this. Alexi's in that anti-flash angle.
Alexi
Well.
Util.
Alexi minus bilaos.
Wonderful tote
He's
on the
playing
deep corner.
anti.
Anti. I love this setup.
Oh, they're reading this well.
They're just gonna play the
Yo'q,
fade.
o'tib ketgan, ko'rma.
So Alexi B. Is he going to try
Uch
and
kishi
get that first
Alexi
contact?
B'da.
Oh, actually, they're going to throw nades from either side.
Hoppa.
So, info. Flash connects onto Kensizor. Here's the
Wonderful.
response. Not a great Molotov can path in front of it, though. Nade supporting great. Look at them. Just
Razmin.
on display. There's 2 rifles, a nade from a third. Now they
İki
switch.
kişi,
There
üç
they
kişi.
go.
Hoppa.
Essential in the meantime caught one, but it's still falling apart at the seams. Essential's been spotted and executed.
Bir de iki kişinin
12
o'tib
on the board, multi-kill from Wonderful and Bit. Everyone playing their part. This is looking like a well-oiled machine, Chad. This Navi, they are no slouch.
Yeah, some of the unforced errors of mispreview pieces of utility definitely don't help, but we do turn into Bates' map choice next, so you're hoping to see a better face for a competitive affair in this type of a game, especially just for the youngsters.
Endi
But for now,
B8'da full
as you're
eco.
talking about here to give some confidence
Ayo.
going forward.
Ha, pul bor ekan. Force.
We've definitely seen some disparities in levels of play from stage to stage.
Eco bilan
but,
force bilan quyi.
Wonderful right now he has come to lock that in.
Bayimas shunisi bilan.
It's going to be hodgepodge for the final rounds. What can you afford? What util is required for the call for this final round? Mac 10, Tech 9, 3 Galils.
Kstati. 1 dekabr bilan. Qishga keldi.
Only 1 T-side round to your name. You don't even have a rhythm. You might just try brute force. Have to extinguish, flash and go.
He's running. Im is dead. Big find. McCarthy can tumble as well. Just the one. Alex watching from the sidelines. And an advantage for Bait. Oh, only for a minute. NPL
Bit's
gets
already
owned.
here. Bit's already
Oh,
here.
they're not ready for that. Oh, they're so comfortable. Navi just run them down. Caution to the wind. You got 6 rounds to play with, but we are going to finish it right here and now, round 19. And there's Hetrick, the last piece to fall down. Navi, that is a statement win. First map of the series goes their way in dominant fashion.
Yeah, Navi hoping to speed run stage 2 of the start ladder.
Navi birinchi kartani olibdi.
Go have a quick chat and pick themselves up.
Shot
This one
1-0.
And they got more opportunities even if they lose today. But let's put your best foot forward as this series continues.
İkinci karta Miraj. Mirajda salgina patit qiladi, lekin Navi. King Space Ancient. Ну, Ancient. Более-менее. Nice. Nice. Nice. Aylanib kelaylik. Keyinroq turamiz. Twitch'da nima gap? Колебастик, ну не ёпта.
PUBG, что за игра? Да.
PUBG.
Делаем? Делаем?
PUBG. PUBG
Делаем.
наmoqchim.
Типа, Кирюха выиграл по КС-ке, Растян по
Подожди,
доте.
я предлагаю вот этим составом.
Бля.
Предлагаю этим составом.
Ikkinchi karda boshlaning uchun nima qilish kerak? Nima qilish kerak? Пять, да?
А я поеду в город невест. Начать всё
Oh,
заново
apalarini.
и найду себе там the best.
Если ты сможешь словить изумруд...
Shu za rekomendatsiya bilan.
Он учил Олден Кетчан Краб.
От этой песни. İkide söz var.
Mana rekomendatsiya. O, yangi video chiqdi. Ha, yo'q, 11 mesaj. Eskisi.
Короче,
Oliver boshlanmasa kerak. Kimdir bormi? Nima ko'rsak bular?
Может, в конце еще какое-то?
Если это самое жирное...
Сейчас самое жирное колесо будет, Стас говорит.
Qanaqa играет? Fortnite. Ебали.
Бочки, чтобы сломать, блядь.
Бочки на мне и люди идут. Люди идут. Подойдите ко мне.
Ну и ёпта, дедушки.
Дать озвучку, то тролли начнут
О,
писать матерные
бля.
слова. Понял,
Танки.
Вася?
Midga kim qarayapti deb baqirsa.
Я приблотненный.
Вот на стримере. Хорошо, NFT непередаваемый. Документы премиум пилота, я понял. Документы премиум пилота, подскажите.
Хлеб, сухарики, бублики, еще чипсы. Блядь, зачем ты вообще Веру подучиваешь? Как его? На чипсы. Ты хочешь его...
Посмотри еще. Посмотри еще. Посмотри. Это Лейла была маленькой. Это когда Лейлуша была маленькой. Ну,
Катя, вот мне нравится, когда у собаки вот такая, знаешь, такая шерстка.
Круглая башка?
Такая тонкая-тонкая, да. Тонкая-тонкая, такая башка не заросшая, такая, знаешь, такая гладненькая, маленькая головочка. Прикольно. Прикольно.
Тупорылая.
Прикольно.
Ты ебанутый?
Бля, я тоже
Нормально.
хочу себе собачку. Ну, я
Я на
понимаю,
мопса.
Тебе надо реально мопса.
мне тоже я хочу собачку. Я тоже себе хочу собачку, но я понимаю...
Тебе нужно какую-то такую.
Я просто понимаю, что для собаки нужно пиздец как частный дом. Ну, в квартире, ну я не уживусь в квартире, с собакой в квартире.
Блядь, нахуй.
Не уживусь.
Ну вот тебе еще одна фотка. Вот, смотри.
Это я не уживусь, мне кажется.
Уебище. Это мое уебище.
Мне нравится, когда у вас эта собака ходит. Слушай, она мальчик или девочка?
Девочка.
Лейла, блядь.
Кстати, у нее опять течка началась, она меня сейчас походу подъебывать будет.
Мне нравится,
Пиздец.
короче, тема такая, то, что у вас, когда ты играешь, она ходит, и там звуки слышно. Вот такие. Вот такие, да, вот такие звуки. Блядь, просто купите собаки носки, блядь, вы заебали. Купите собаки носки.
Ağız boşlana.
So far, they played 3 maps at the major, and they've been steamrolling every single one of them. Train no exception.
I know this is a bit of an intangible, but even from just that voice comms clip we just got, it doesn't sound like the same frustrated Navi that we've heard. Yeah, they were actually having a little bit of a giggle. That is probably the first time this year that we've heard Navi not getting frustrated.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely terrifying if you're bait, right? Even when you win a round, when you watch it back and you realize, oh, those guys were laughing when we were winning rounds, it is pretty devastating. And I actually think we've got a round ready to look at. That was one of the situations in which Navi, I think, showed in a great way how they were able to control the map. So we see Makaze taking a little bit of a fight in towards Navi. Probably a fight he shouldn't be winning against the Opera, to be completely honest, but he's still able to make it look very easy. Then they pause for like 20-25 seconds. They wait for bait to get uncomfortable. They go looking in towards CT. They lose another one. And that kill here is just a great example of how composed Navi were throughout this entire game, Jacob, right? Even the player that spots out Essential, they know he's alone on the B-bomb side. They still wait to swarm him and peek him at the same time from different angles. So that just showed how composed Navi were and how well they were able to just outmaneuver bait in the first half.
The cool thing about that round, as you said, you know, the way they spread out, how composed they are, and then Essential, you know, standing on the inner bomb side, he could have died from 4 different directions. It didn't matter who were going to kill him. Someone.
Блядь, чё за хуйня с микрофоном, а?
They were controlling, they were dominating the T side, got off to a 5-0 start, then a bit of an answer bank for bait, winning 3 in a row, and you think to yourself, ooh, maybe we get a half right here, but then you have a great round here in round 10, the round before, round 9 as well, spread out, you know, completely dismantled the defense of bait, and from that moment onwards, again, it was just a question whether or not they were going to win 13-6, 13-8, or 13-11. Navi were the better team.
Wonderful, continuing the impressive form that he showed in day number 1 of stage 2 as well. And this is what we love to see. Literally from the very get-go, he was looking incredibly confident.
Yeah, it was, right? Even if you're looking at round number 3, this is where Wonderful gets a 1 versus 2 clutch. It kind of felt like it just put him in the right mood, right? And from that point on, every single time, bait were trying to be aggressive, going towards upper ramp, time some pushes in towards pop. Wonderful was just ready. I mean, look at that. He's just dropping, quick scoping, killing people left, right, and center, blinded, unblinded. He's just doing doing whatever he wants on the server. You can clearly tell that he was having fun on train.
Yeah, it's good to see, right? And it's the wonderful that we've been, I guess, almost begging to see. I love the fact that we get the highlight package from him as well, showing a lot of AWP kills. There has been this conversation around him that sometimes he's prone to pick up the rifle, maybe a bit too much, you know, when they're playing close games. They don't always have the economy for it, and wonderful is just more impactful when he has the AWP in the hand. And Navi is a more dangerous team when they have an AWP player who can make the difference on the server.
So what was lacking then in terms of
Wonderful.
some preparation?
MVP trend.
That we were seeing.
I mean, there was a couple of things. Obviously, when you're going up against Navi and their state currently on train, which is pretty strong, you've got to be hoping to start off the match. And they, since the start of this tournament, are one
Sladké klubníka. Kana.
So pistol rounds have not really been going their way, and then on the other hand, you look at Kenzizor, who's been the highest rated player for this team in a while, and he's been the biggest star since the start of this event. Well, he finished the game with 7 frags and 14 deaths. So this is just not great. When you have some of your better players not being able to perform, get comfortable, getting denied, everything that they try just gets countered, it's not easy to play.
No, not at all. And you even had Hetrick having a decent showing, you know. We saw him finding moments in the game where he was trying to drag them back into it, and he's supposed to be the biggest difference maker, I guess, within Bait, especially on a map like Train with the AWP in hand. So I gotta be completely honest, right? I don't really want to blame Bait for not putting up more of a fight. I think it's a reality check. I think this is the difference between the two teams. And, you know, often we find ourselves criticizing one team or another. Here we got what we expected. We got a well-playing Navi. We got a Bait that is, you know, have been playing decent so far, but they're not a match for Navi right now. And I think that was illustrated here in Train, which, by the way, is also a Navi's map pick, so it's not big of a surprise.
Yeah, maybe we should just recenter ourselves, look at map 2, and maybe also have some concerns for Bait going into this one.
Yeah, I feel like concerns you could always have, because obviously, as we said in the first segment, picking a Mirage against Navi has never been a good idea, no matter the state of the team. But I feel like this is what Bait should have gone for, right? When you're playing up against a team like Navi, you don't really have a comfortable pick, so you might as well go with something that you like. And the good news for the side of Bait is that their Mirages have actually looked pretty decent so far this event. There has been a couple 13-11s, but they're still winning these games. And then when you look at the side of Navi, Mirage is not really what it used to be for Navi last year when they won the major in Copenhagen, right? It's not still their best map in the pool. And also, in terms of Kenzizor, I mean, he's been their highest rated player on this map for the last 1 month. He's averaging a 152 rating on Mirage, which is quite high, but he will need to try and reset after that train.
I'm afraid he's going to need a 160 rating if you want to beat Navi on this map. I like the point you bring up, you know, the Navi and the exploration of the map pool, because I agree Mirage has not been the fort that it used to be. You know, it used to be an LXB classic. You could always count on his T sides, how he would always focus on mid control, how he would be very great at changing up the pace from, you know, outer spawn calls into mid control, into fast B execute, you name it. They had the full package. I would love to see Navi show us right now that they have also prepared for Mirage, because the more I see them play right now, you can clearly see the individuals are fired up. Bit is having a great showing, Wonderful is having a fantastic tournament. Now is the map pool also better? Is that deep enough, you know? You already said it before, right? You're comparing them to teams like Furia, you're comparing them to Falcons, you're comparing them to some of the favorites to win the entire thing. So if Navi can show us that Mirage is also a fort for them now, then maybe we do need to have a conversation about them being in the playoff and maybe even going further than that.
Yeah, and I feel like there's even more bad news for the side of Bait as well going into Mirage. Literally yesterday, Wonderful played his best ever map at a major on Mirage against Imperial, and that was a game in which Navi lost both pistol rounds, but they were still able to win 13-10. And Wonderful just dropped a 199 casual rating on a 26 and 15. So if you're having that type of a performance out of him, it's not going to be easy for Hetrick to be his counterpart.
No, and there was, you know,
Mirage boşuna.
Around the turnaround the game, having some great
Mirage.
and not even necessarily having to pick up the AWP. So I think there's more in store when it comes to Wonderful and Mirage.
Odds heavily favoring Navi as well, and for good reason. But, you know, Ted, give me a silver lining. Give me a string to pull on. Bait, starting T-side. What do they need to do to disrupt the Navi
Good luck.
defense?
I feel like unlock MPL and Kenzizor to some extent. MPL, since the start of his career, when he was on Navi Junior, has always been a good Mirage player on the T side. He's very good at taking that pace in his space in towards middle. Kenzizor, I feel like, is a very good addition to the mix. I know it's been difficult for MPL to kind of allow Kenzizor to get some of that space on the T side and readjust, but Mirage is still one of the maps on which NPL is the king on the T side for the side of Bait. So if he has a good game, maybe they could have an opportunity to make it a little bit closer. I'm still struggling to find any reason behind them winning the map.
Listen, I know what I'm going to get from Wonderful. I know what I get from LXB. I definitely know what I get from Bit. One player that I'm not necessarily sure what I get from is Makasi. So test Makasi. See if you can isolate him in certain duels, apply pressure to where he's defending, and then maybe there's a bit of an opening, because he's still, to me, the big question mark. Is he fully integrated into Navi now, and does he find the impact needed in order to be a difference maker for them? I'm not sure yet, and who could find out now?
Well, this is the time that we get an answer to that question. Can Navi make it through to stage 3 in 2 maps?
Yeah, stage 3 is
Mirage Kuramız.
away for Navi. The desk doubting whether a bait can take this the distance. Chad, do you have any sort of hope for them?
Not with that pistol start at 1 for 5 within the stage.
Navi ketede B8
That could change right here, right now. To a Mirage would start tipping the scales.
Yeah, and we've seen bait in stage 1 on this map. Kenzizor put the whole team on his back. May need a little standout individual performance to get those juices flowing. You can see the setup here is strong.
B'ga ketishmoqchi. Opa. Oh, yoba. Final qo'lli Alexi B. Yo'q, yo'q o'rla. Просто.
Bullets are connecting those silenced USP just picking.
Нихуя.
That's another one for the lost column in their pistol stats. Stage 2 has not been kind to them.
No, and a lot of nuggets to take away from that desk segment with Ted, Pimp, and Freya there. Obviously talking about wonderful performance on this map. Wonderful is the highest rated player of stage 2 so far. Bit is number 2. So obviously when you're blowing teams out of the water like FlyQuest, it's definitely going to make the stat line look a whole lot better. But you have to play well to blow teams out of the water in the way you did.
But I just took a look, and the highest rating was that train right there against Bait. A 2-point something from Wonderful on the first map of this series.
Yeah, well, in that first map, both pistols, you had 2 clutches go in your favor, nothing for Bay.
Sure.
Opening kills, there was only 1 frag the difference, so that's not an indicator. But the pistols and the clutches definitely are as we find ourselves into the eco.
So I've seen people doing this jump spot now. Is this just because people got so good at hitting that deagle headshot on the jump across to the right? Back in my day, it used to be more of a whole arcing rainbow jump, you know?
I think it depends on the type of buy that you're going up against, but depending on what type of jump spot you want to go for. Obviously, the players who are going a little bit too high with the arc, they're going to be punished by AWPers.
Navi bayqo'gan.
All the deagles on rounds like
Alexi B kaksigda, joyida. O Alex B ko'rdi. Daxuya B. Opa, ikki kishi olunma. Olunmadi. Ente. O, ente. Rush Corehouse. O. Birga bir. O, wonderful. Vaqtida keldi wonderful. Timing. Kitchendan kallasini chiqargandan.
Exactly what happened to start both halves of the last map. The first 3 to 4 rounds were relatively close, where lighter buys. Now I know that was an eco. Right? Those ones are a little bit different, but still these rounds where Navi feel like they should have a massive advantage, they're giving away a few too many guns.
You know
Blade's they bicker a little bit, and then they course correct. So let's see if that continues.
I think Blade's going to follow Starladder's book, just put it in slow-mo. Make him watch that whole round in 0.25. Oh my god, early fight, and he's kind of committed.
Tegmadi bitta ham. Ayim. O. Opa. Ayim yonib ketadi. Yonmadi. Просто так olib ketyapti. Просто так. Qara. O'tishni bilmaydimi degan yo, блядь. Tiltda o'ynayapti ular. Tiltda. Просто так, easy. Melni. B8 jonlaninglar. O'zi yana anaqa qiladi. Ikko qiladi ular. Ikko. Endi A o'ynashmoqchi. Aga rush qilib kirdi. Ha, yo'q, qoldirmadi. 50% jon ketdi. Aga rush qilib kirdi, bitta minus, ikkita. Tushdi.
If you're looking for a silver lining to your half investment, looks like they're going to be tasked with that now. Headtrick's the one with the bomb on his back. And
he loves to just get it down. You haven't got a plant yet.
He's faking it out.
Oh, misthrown nade.
Rush qilib kirishi o'xshamayapti-da.
Maybe you will.
Yeah, but Alexi B. Bittasini o'tamadi, ikkinchisi sakrab yo'lga chiqib qoldi. Ахуе.
buy regardless, but no head trick AWP.
Just extra
Sakrab o'tmaydilar keyin.
Yeah.
Everything is more, but more money definitely is.
A universal of truth. You're in a 2v4, no one's immediately shooting at you. Just
Okay, well, Wonderful will get his AWP. Kazi makes the move.
Lovely to see a short player with the smooth moves, and
Alexi
start off with some rather telegraphed positioning. He started with a wall bang, throws that smoke off. They might try and punish him here. Yeah, they are.
B'ye karışmoqchi. B'da 2 kishi bor.
They know it's going to be likely short centric from that trajectory.
Oh, timing. Ah, 2 kishini olib ketdi lekin.
To start off Mirage. Now the bomb will make its way in. Imet arrives market to try and lend a hand. Bomb being planted. MPL gets it in. He's got a lot of util. He's going to try and dump it a little. Flash catches Makaze. So does the spam.
Yeah, but smoke arkasında.
3-on-3. Oh, Alex is flanking Wonderful. This is opportunistic. Beautiful find. Up to Imet for the double. Couldn't do it. Bit the late arrival. The Yanka looking to close on B. Knows where Alex was.
Belle. Joy'unu belle. Yok o da. Oh. Nice. Nice try. Ente. Shoshilli oxirgi round. Oxirgisi.
Yeah, this timing, you think, okay, they pipped him, but
Qara, timing qara.
Gets the first on the Kenzor, who throughout the campaign at the major so far has been the highest rated player on the T side in Mirage. We've witnessed it with our own eyes.
Nice.
And you hope that's the first of many. Navi can buy back in, but there's an omission. Alexi just going to operate with a 5-7. Again, they really want to gravitate towards mid Navi, right? You see some teams that give over the mid space. Navi want to fight. They don't want to let you set up your default. They don't want to give you the space.
I mean, you saw that first gun round, right? Everyone were happy to fight. It worked out wonderfully in their favor. This one isn't going to go that way.
Smoke. Üçgenden ola.
Of the smoke. Wonderful, yeah.
Mana.
An opening death.
Kensi zor.
Bait have to stomach a 4-on-5 disadvantage.
Wonderful had the most opening kills on train, a total of 5, adding more to the tally here.
Two smokes invested to seal that mid control.
Koni yopilgan, akni yopilgan. B'ga ketishmoqchi.
Boost up for Alexi, so he gets to play close range with the 5-7, and the bomb is heading in his way. They've been able to get some short space, MPL back in through underpass to join Hetrick and Ascenthiel. Alexi should be good for at least one. Well, that smoke's a little bit deep.
Ooh. It's going to be a weird one, but if they run through it,
Alexi...
Ascenthiel's done well. Takes that 5-7 out, and now McCarthy's just trying to play to live, play to delay. And dead to the AWP. Nice from Hetrick, posted up and punishes.
So break the money.
It certainly should.
Bit
doesn't play for it. Wonderful's got the AWP. It feels like something he
wants
to
the AWP.
Yeah, I think Navi think twice about going for it, despite Bit's desires.
And Wonderful's opener. So that right there is a great round for Bait to be able to pull back into contention. MPL already silently on this hunt. He might be
now it's safe again.
As long as Wonderful holds onto the AWP, but look how quick
Deep.
I'm expecting this one.
Wonderful kit. Minus.
Yeah.
AWP
for Wonderful. That was the most prized possession of the save, so he's done very well with his proactive hunt.
Yeah, if you have the AWP in the AK, it really opens up a lot of options. Right, you obviously don't have to play your standard positions every round. They could have moved Bit anywhere with that AK to try and find them an opener. He'll still be able to do so, but now that Wonderful's all, right, you could have put Wonderful ticket, you could have played like a heavy B setup, set Wonderful up with a B boost, get him to probe deep towards the halls. That smoke was misthrown though, right? It was, I said deep, from Alexi's perspective, shallow.
Magi upset rollu. Apastro koytursam. Kto bile smoked all day.
You'd have said Alexi's guaranteed to go on.
Well, the odds provided by our official betting partner, and understandably so, favouring Navi. But we will see them now have to take the eco with the saved AK. So Bit is going to start up towards the vent room.
Smoke together, Kurada. Whoa!
I think so. Should be a comfortable one to make it just a one-round game.
Oh, okay, McCarthy's not ready for that.
Ben sakız jonlandı.
its own as they'll just be able to continue to
I am
sweep
gitti.
under the rug. A dink here for Ascenthio. He might go
Wonderful.
down, defensive molly. Gonna run through it. And
Ooh.
he's handled that with poison grace. Great stuff there. Confidence building now. 4-3, 1 round gap. And this is looking more like it. Important as well for Alexi to have those signals, right? You can definitely look around and you can see what your teammates have, but if your teammates all just here, M4's no AWP, you understand what type of setups are going to be available, right? Because you could run different setups with the AWP. Wonderful's going to be a bit more limited in his approach within this one, and Blade wants to get on the mic with an early tactical timeout.
I prepared a fun fact for you today, Chad.
Oh, it's your turn on the fun facts.
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, it feels like this match is very Ukrainian-themed.
Okay,
and I can go deeper.
Okay.
I can go deeper. The bait logo. Have you ever taken a closer look at that? That little hook in the 8?
Yes.
Well, you know, the organization was founded by one of the most legendary names in Dota by the name of Dendi.
Oh, I know the man.
A Ukrainian. Well, he founded the org, but he's also best known for playing the hero Pudge, whose signature move is throwing the hook on a chain. It's all linked. It's all interwoven. And I think that's pretty fun.
No, it is a fun fact.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I already knew that fact, but I thought there's some people at home who didn't, right? So there's a couple of people who are probably not too familiar with that. Well, right now, it's just bit on A, and they are wearing into an A split quite quickly.
They are.
Wonderful's pushed away from this. If they slink up Con...
Bit's playing retake A. Well, he won't be a part of it, and neither will Wonderful.
Kapmanki B8 jonlandı. 3'e 3. Makyazı 2 kişini okuydu. Okuydım keyin siz orada. Ayım bilan bir vaqtda pik qilsa agar. Yaxshi. O ana. Vah. 2-1 gördüm.
Okay, how do they play this?
Vay Allah.
Angle, but it costs him his life. It's Hedrick in the clutch. Alexi B further forward than he may have liked. Not
Avfida gör. Nima ona yaqinlos?
quickly rectifies the problem there. Massive find with a double in mid.
Okay, well, that is great from Makazi, right? Obviously, young man.
Ne şaşırdım.
Like the site collapsed, and it
Nima
doesn't look like it's too much of a sweat on the
scope uçmadı.
Mid site, so he's relatively committed to duels in that position.
Şunu arsuyun yok.
Makazi bowed them out.
No, I thought he was tuck ticket. Okay, so he was actually trying to take the fight early. Wondered how he went down early. Yeah, triple kill indeed. Very nonchalant about it. And Pimp was asking, you know, maybe you should test Makaze. I'd suggest you maybe you don't. You don't want to awaken him. High impact triple.
Still got the money to buy back in.
That's a dream start. An orb starts Palace, and with no smoke, he
Bla, ertaga o'qish bilmaganda ertalab kecha stream qilasdim.
Knowing that the con player is down, so you might be able
Sesi yaqin.
easier way through.
Soat 2 bo'lib o'tirishim qarasib stream qilib. Navini ko'rib stavka qilib yibandi. Ludaman bilet.
Bomb still down towards T-spawn. The finish.
Ludaman yibandi.
But the Finn fragging up a storm. 9 and 5 for Alexi B as it starts. Trying to claw their way back into this disadvantaged position. They did it in the previous, of course, saw plenty of that on train. But for bait, this is one of those ones where you have to be able to play it by the book. Convert this opportunity gifted to you by Hedrick's opening. Looks like Bit is going to be stubborn about this con fight. He's managed to remove the first. It's a big ask onto the second. MPL will trade out.
Alexi's the Joker here.
Yeah, they might overlook him. Nameplate Counter-Strike dictates he's on B. Little do they know.
Alexi bin John'u yoksadım yok mu? Yok.
Absolutely nothing. Agonizing for Alexi.
Why, wonderful.
I got fortunate with the lineup
Okşama.
this time.
Quite the opposite.
And that'll be the fourth for bait, as Wonderful is going to attempt to save right now. They're going to attempt to track him down.
Wonderful save.
Bring towards action through T-spawn. MPL over towards middle, and Ascenthia will be staying with the bomb. At the moment, it looks like Wonderful might get to retain this, but still, plenty of time left before that bomb goes off. Hedrick's not moving a muscle, so it looks good in the hood for Wonderful to retain this. 1700 lost into the next. Maybe Blade will want to take another timeout just to discuss this situation. Wonderful will be able to drop an M4.
You know, I'm curious as to whether or not we've got equal division of support. It feels like Navi should have the edge here, but I'll just do a quick temperature check. Budapest, who thinks this is going to a third map? Oh, okay, yeah, it's all Navi.
Well, you tried.
I tried.
I tried. But you got what you were looking for. You know, you dipped your toe in the water and you understand.
Okay, it's Navi-centric. A lot of love for Navi in the building today.
Okay, so just going to take some partial investments behind the saved AWP as Blade flicks through his notes. 2400 into the next, we'll be able to get the...
Kendime bakır oldu baş odamla bakır gitti.
Understandable. Navi like to do things in a bit more of a traditional sense. But it doesn't mean this round isn't winnable. How can Wonderful insert himself in the conversation? So it's towards A, now moving back towards Con. Knows he needs to keep moving. Oh, head spotted.
Yep.
Oh.
To try and punish that, but MPL gets his gun out in time.
Okay.
He's not ready for a second. You
Yok, bildirmedi.
Parkour, not necessary. Wonderful's done the job for them. That's a very long range for a 5-7 to try and trifle with him. Oh, he's dead. He's surely a dead man. What are you doing?
Magazyon gitti.
Well placed incendiary, or rather Molotov.
Well, surely you think you should just be able to put this one in now.
You would think that, but Wonderful has remained dynamic. Potential for more hijinks from the sniper.
Alex might get caught here.
And he has been.
Oh,
Alexi B, a couple of screamers back to back. Bit picks up the pieces. They're into B though. Wonderful in a good position, knocks off the once more. That's the kill that seals the round. Essential removes the
Beach.
Is Vic going to come over, or does he want to hold on to that AK-47? He's relatively quick on the flank, so might just give it a look. Absolute best case, there is a kit on Wonderful's corpse over towards short.
Oh, and he's just heard them juggling that AWP away. Held by head trick though. Yes. So it's actually Kensazor, excuse me. I just saw the AWP and assumed Kensazor kept hold of it for a moment longer and utilizes it to close.
Well, they've timed things up now, and this is still with the woes on the pistols, right? So at the moment they were, what, 1 and 6? They were 1 and 5 before coming into this, and they unable to get the conversion on their map choice. We'll see how bad it really gets when we swap sides, but we've still got 2 more rounds.
I found it funny that Mikaze waited a couple of seconds before moving, as if like, what, he's like teleported or something?
Maybe just hoping that they glance away.
Yeah.
Opens a window.
Respect.
Bit of a change right now coming out of bait. Oh,
and a change coming out of Wonderful. Straight pick.
Well, they are heading over towards B for this execute. Do they still follow through with this after being down a man?
Let's see, they will. Alexi B gets a little ahead of it, actually. That's a really well-timed smoke. They're coming through it.
Yeah, they have to go.
He's revealed.
Qalaq bir yaptı iken-ku, hech kim aytmaydi.
That's a big one back. Essential caught down by Mikaze. His kills coming in 2s right now. Will that second be his? Yes, it will. Removes MPL. The job is done. The B site defended and a 6th on the board for CT side Mirage.
Okay, so I think Navi are really going to want to eke out one more before the halftime break. 6-6 is fine, but I think at the moment you'd be really pushing for the 7th if you're...
Navi olsa olup gittim şurada bir şaunayım. Bayrağımtını.
You just pull the trigger and nail it. How is he ready for the bench headshot angle? Mikaze did well there.
Okay, so again, Alex...
Okay.
Alex in-game leader goes...
Gene kichkine kışkine.
Control. The rest of them are grouped up for the execute. See, you two are being juggled right now for MPL to be able to lob them in. Ice will come over and join this. It's Bit on the site. Again, that support network are Wonderful and Imma not too far away. Jungle and window. Bit has the ability to drop out of defensive smoke. Imma also has U2. If there's a smoke wall, Imma could break it open as they start to path in.
Okay, now Bit's going to be communicating they're coming.
There's
and that's that defensive smoke. Palace. Oh, he controls the spray. He's done well to get 1. They're going to plant in that. Thank you very much, Bit. He likes them. Oh, denied by Imma. Perfect, precise. precise spray denies the plant, makes things very awkward for Bait.
Oh, wonderful.
These smokes are fading.
Yeah, they are. They're open, exposed. Empty on nose. He's got to be.
O timingde uçlamoqchiydi wonderful'ni. Lekin orqadan otib qo'ydi. Ninja. Vallahi.
Again, it's about the pistols. They grab it, they get the conversion. It's off to a hot start.
Gidiyor 5 yana.
Navi are just one
Gidiyor 5.
from locking themselves in from where they belong at stage 3.
Suv içip o'guncha keyingi raund boshlanadi. Endi Navi T'da o'ynaydi, T'da. Terrorist. Terrorda. Terrorda ko'ramiz. Qanaqa o'ynasha. Atak terrorda yaxshi o'ynash kerak Navi. Kim edi u baqiribdi? Baqirishma buni. Juda sovuq bo'libdi. Nice! Alexei.
Navi have had a 2025 that is below their standards. A roster change, and now they bring in Merkazi, major rookie, straight into stage 2, looking to book their spot in stage 3. Now, I say below their standards. They've still made the playoffs of prestige events like Katowice, Cologne, the Blast TV Austin Major, and looking to keep that form going here in Budapest. So it hasn't been a great year, but it could be worse.
I had my doubts, man. It was like last place exit in Chengdu, China, and now you're coming into the major. That's your event before the major.
Well, form is king, right? So understandable. But a boot camp and eyes on the majors is where you want to put on your best form.
Yeah,
right now, Bait want to pick up a pistol because they haven't been showing any of those.
Yeah, you're right. This would just be their second pistol in the. Feels like a necessity.
And you're playing retake, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Alex has got you covered. That's if he doesn't lose it. Looks like Mikaze wants to take it away from him. He's got support of Head Trick and even a third. It's Enfiel coming on in. Okay, lots of bodies. Lots of bodies.
3 kişi. Bir kişinin hop gitti. Yaxshi. 2'ga 3. 1'ga 3. Oo. Navi yana pistoletga olibdi.
And Navi even helped you out there with the TK. So 4 from 4 in the pistol department. And we all know what that means is we'll get this one again in the
Navi'nin o'zining kovriklari bor ekan.
Just to like they don't look too pressure in these situations. Obviously a bit close towards ticket.
Wonderful arqadan o'tib o'tirgan ekan.
And MPO trying to keep those frustrations bottled.
B8 уже tiltga kirdi. Bilmadim yetishim. Comeback ko'ramizmi yo'qmi?
Interview that we had, or I guess the cross cuts, right? Oh, there we go. We're going to team out.
Short rush qilibdi.
Hold up. Nothing to worry about. It's just the starters. They were saying that playing against
Rush qilib keldi shortga. Hatya bu gun olish uchun. Yeah! Показы.
Look, this is the fourth time this has happened, all right?
Бля.
Okay, Blade is going to make me watch that one in slow motion.
Well, yeah, what's been the problem with this
Хотя бы
series so
ган
far?
olish
Guys,
uchun
we struggled in the early stages against the light. This is a full eco again.
ikki round to'p ketdi. Bomba tushib qo'ygan.
Bit really has got it all to do.
All.
Around conversion like this, I mean, who needs a pistol when you can win a full eco?
Well, it's going to be the timing right now.
Under'ni check qilam yo'qmi?
Oh, sorry, he's going short. Yeah, okay.
Short
Hits
ketgan.
the brakes, and doesn't look like he's going to do that. The thing is, MPL will be able to come through B-Abs. Bit is aware that that's a possibility. Hetrick's not moving a muscle. He's worrying about Con right now. So they were trying to cut him off at the pass, but Bit's been able to get the bomb, been able to find the path of least resistance up short, and he should be able to plant. And now at this point, even has a smoke to block off one of these choke points.
Yeah, it gets infinitely more difficult.
Hali eshitishmadi.
Searching A. The pennies just dropped now. They only know it's B at this moment. So no kid, Eka. Oh dear.
Ikkalasi ham shortdan.
Okay, he hears them.
Short eshitdi. Voy! Unit was joni bor edi. Ikkalasi ham kallasi bitta joyda edi.
I should have been worried.
Endi
Only get away with it so many times now. Bait, it's not the pistol, but it might be better.
That was like two Galil whiffs.
kallasi ikkalasini ham bitta joydan keldi bular.
I mean, the Galil spray.
Ketma-ket.
No one's denying it. It's a
Bittasini kallasi tekkanda ikkinchisi ham o'lardi. Voy.
You wonder if it's really going to cost them, but still, in review, your main focus is going to be on these early
Qara.
stages.
Voy, bittasi o'tirgan ekan.
Celebration. You did just win a full eco.
There's still a lot of hard work to be done. This does draw
Bittasi o'tirib olgan ekanda.
them up nicely. But if you can win this force, then you can celebrate that eco win. Scout Galil, pistol upgrades, window smoke, top cat comes in, all very standard right now.
Looks like they're going to try and boost. MPL is their target. And NPL goes down with empty hands in that mid-window position. Nate doesn't do too much. Makaze down to 73, but that's the opening they were looking for. Navi's playbook shifting now for the finish.
Immediate reroute, but Hetrick and Alex, they've partnered up and they're going to go for a palace push, so they might be able to catch Bit here.
Yeah, it does look like a collision course is set. A missed window smoke not going to cost them too much. Alex in position. I think Bit is going to be pre-firing corners. Maybe he spotted one of Hetrick, but
does that change the call though?
Bit
Because
ballista
the presence
ikisi.
of Palace has been noted. If anything, now Imma joins Bit. Alex is more forward.
Oh, it's about the trade here.
Oy, joyda tik qilmadi.
Alex should secure them access to a round and to a broken finance of Navi. Unless that scout hits another.
Navi qiynalmoqda endi.
Trick on triple makes things very vulnerable. He's susceptible to the wall bang. Alexi B escorted forward by that scout. Makaze lingers in middle. It's Alexi B next to play. And Hetrick does swing on now. Messy spray. Push through the smoke though. Alex
Oh.
through that palace smoke. Alexi B will finish what the scout started.
3-ga 3, 3-ga 2.
Second as the CT smoke is thrown.
Yo!
It falls to a
2-ga 1.
Does he want to play for the denial? Covers there.
Biladi qayerdaligini. Wonderful. Orqasidan kelib otmoqchi.
Losing against the full eco, but maybe
3
redeeming
ketdi.
themselves into this one. Essential just doesn't have the help. Doesn't have any hope. Navi
Wonderful kutib o'tirdi baribir.
Now you can see why MPL wasn't celebrating. He knows every round is going to be tough. Navi finding the solutions. Imma with the boost gets the opener. Alex with the double, but it doesn't spell trouble. It's the late round, 10 seconds. Navi pull it off.
Host last couple of kills, they came in such a flurry. We didn't see them all from the POVs, but it just felt like it fell over.
Well, throughout that, I think Makaze was keeping Kenzizor busy in middle, right? Around short. So there was one player out of the play. Just the fact that they were able to get so much space, right? It's just too sketchy there from Hetrick. That should have been a kill onto Alexi every day of the week.
Nimaga zritellar 3 ta bo'lib, sразу 0 ta bo'lyapti. Kirib chiqib.
So this was that opening kill. Lovely boost. MPL walks into the fight. And wonderful hit that shot. We missed that one initially. Great catch onto Alex. Under dark. Wonderful with the Deagle switch as well to finish the job.
All right, well, Well, they can get the AWP out at least. A couple of MP9s and a FAMAS. Triple mid smoke. This is B split out the rip, essentially.
Look how quick him is. Yeah, so quick that Kens all caught off guard a little by the MP9.
Short'tan rush kal. Hey, basket düştü. İşte legend qarama. Hatta bitta solib ketish mumkin edi.
Yeah, I like that poise there from Navi. So
Bomba
I guess
qo'yildi.
they know it's there, and then they throw the Utah before they start leering too far forward. So well handled, and that'll be that. As 10th round secure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the way Bit did that jump spot there.
This is really great form from Navi, right? Obviously, people are going to go through and look at the opponents that they played against, but you're not the ones responsible for the draw. You can only play who's in front of you. And again, making light work of FlyQuest. That was 13-2. Sure, they were put through their paces a little bit more.
Timing qara.
It's a nice rifle upgrade if you can get your hands on it.
Oh, and gonna actually do a little bit of denial right now in terms of damage. Navi are trying to scamper back through short. They've got a little bit of extra time. I don't think Emma's going to be getting away. And, he's resigned to his fate, but at least Bit and Alexi do.
No, biz 8 bitta arjol lekin.
So just 3 more rounds.
Ikkita. What?
It's the kind of fight you'd have expected the MP9 to kind of win out there.
Just think the pace was so quick, right? And that connector smoke coming in as the third piece. It was
tushmagan ekan, menga ko'ringan ekan tushgandek.
Standard piece of utility, but odds for our official betting partner have completely blown out.
Tushib ketgandek ko'rindi.
Yeah, practically 10-1, brutal.
Well, this fight's better than the last.
Certainly.
That's where some saves will get you.
Yeah, and that AK-47, wonderful gifted over. Maybe it will have some ramifications.
They're giving over mid control. They're not trying to fight them at the top mid elbow or the mid box.
Now NPL's worried about the boost.
You see Kenzo.
Navi o'z bomba bilan mid o'ynashmoqchi.
To catch them as they jump up bench. So
middan qayerga? Shortga.
they're letting Navi go through their protocols.
Shortga.
Take the space. And there's a heavy lean of bodies in middle that could be going into another B split.
Oh.
The AWP is in the wrong place to defend against this. Kenzizor now tucks back into sight. This is unorthodox.
It's rare you see a CT occupy that corner. Oh, Hendrik saw everything. He
Oh.
Kenzizor on high alert.
Ava per miss qilsa ham unda.
So use that AK well. Kenzizor now reveals himself in that corner, overlooked by Alexi. Gets a second as well. Emez opened up the avenue towards A, but it's not going to work out. The bomb's on B.
Makaze. Oh.
Kenzizor low HP, but it doesn't matter.
Ayım.
He stabilizes, nails the headshot, and that is an AWP kill.
Ah, shushlar ayım ya.
7th for Bait.
Great job from Kenzizor. 3 kills in that round. He's up to 11 kills now.
That's an important round to win, Bait, to keep the conversation alive of a third map.
Yeah, and now we need to take stock of Navi's finances. Not only being the 1,400 loss bonus coming through. They can actually just take the full eco and buy into the next, so that's quite nice. Well, not nice that you have to eco, but nice that you don't have to go for the
Endi pistoletkada full eco. Hech narsa olinmagan
just to
to'g'ri.
see them siphon out util in a round like this, so we can all take a moment.
I mean, Navi, they know what it's like to kind of lose against an eco. Maybe they learn what it's like to win one.
Qilishmoqchi.
Did phase a little bit earlier today with their victory over NIP. From troubled waters to 3-0 in stage 2.
Maybe Carrigan knows what he's talking about.
Getting those reps in.
O'ta Rayan bilan.
MIBR versus Liquid still rages on the B stream for elimination. We sent home FlyQuest. We're sending home one of those two aforementioned names over the next map or two of counter.
Navi A'ga kirishmoqchi pistoletgalar bilan.
We have 2 more days of play for
Nika
stage 2.
Kova Smoker.
Splendor of A, they go. Alex gets in-game lead attacks. I would hope there's 1, 2.
He's dead.
MPL snatches that, and now he's under trouble. The balcony is on out. Does grab his second. So again, a manageable gap.
Yeah.
Bit more creative with the chants here, I'll be honest. I heard some NIP chants earlier today.
We just met a couple of very voiceless NIP fans.
They might be the gentlemen getting away with it. Good turnout. Obviously, it's the weekend. We turn into Monday tomorrow. There we go. Back out with the guns. 3 Galils, excuse me. So, obviously, you two heavy. Need to be able to call through the motions. This time, Bait actually want to fight for mid-control.
Yeah, they do, and MPL goes swinging through that con smoke. No one home.
Alexi gets out of there. Well, there's always a chance players have still been able to scale past. You didn't get full information if you were Bait. That's why MPL drops that defensive con smoke. Will be the late piece of all of this. It's quite tidy with the lurks. It's going to be a 1-3. It's going to be the waterfall out of Palace. Now the problem on the A side is Ascenthiel's weapon. Highlighted here, it's an MP9. So he might be good for the first, but depending on the pathing. Oh, here they come, erupting.
Yeah, okay, ahead of the smokes, and Ascenthiel making that MP9 work. He nearly took down a second onto Bit. Just 20 HP left as Alex gets caught on the edge of the smoke. It's a big find from Wonderful. Yeah, Imma does catch Kenzizor trying to activate to lend a hand on A. This constructed chaos from Navi, effective
Oh,
between the flames.
NPL. Yeah, but
doesn't quite manage to find Wonderful, and they will not be finding a 9th round here.
Imma gets a great timing there as they're just starting to scamper over to help the site. Catches the player jumping off a cat. Beautiful. As
clutch or kick. Hat-trick'ga atalgansa kerak. Nima yo'q o'tyapti? Ha, yo'qda ham odam bor edi.
They really want him.
Well, Imma's behind him.
Yomon timing chiqibdi o'zi.
Using everything, including this Sing to hold on to this M4. Pretty important save. He can drop an M4 now. That will go into the hands of MPL and everybody else can buy themselves. So actually very valuable.
Alexi bir major.
True.
You're right.
Devil Walk won major.
Yeah.
Nico 0. 12 years today, Devil Walk in the Fnatic jersey. Won the very first CSGO major back in Jönköping. Dropped his trousers.
Orqasidan chiqdi.
That's something you and him have in common.
The big issue I see for Bait at this juncture is you don't have any loss bonus going forward, right? You towards the bottom of the barrel. So if you lose this, your next round is only going to come in with 1900.
So what I'm hearing is that they have to go on a bit of a run here.
Yes. It's going to need to be multiple rounds right now, and sure, obviously with the scoreline so deep, that's obvious, but just in the sense of to give themselves any opportunities with the weapons in hand, it'll get away from them quick.
Oxirgi karta bo'ladimi?
Okay, this is interesting. Blade's taking a timeout off the back of their timeout.
I figured.
So an extra 30 seconds, and I love it from Blade. He's always very direct. Alexi, it's important. Listen.
Absolute
I beg you,
skill.
Right? So,
I beg.
Blade wants to be direct. If he's got a point, he needs to get it across.
Always so curious to be able to hear, you know, a full Blade timeout. You get little bits, don't you? But you never get to hear the full shebang.
I think he'll take a lot of it to the grave with him, so you can ask.
He'll be clutching his strap book.
It never leaves his hands. Okay, well, attack timeouts taken back-to-back. Adjustments on adjustments. As they headed towards the A execute now, Kenzizor, missed window. Is that intentional to keep players' eyes focused on middle? I
think it might be.
Either way, Kenzor's the joker.
Okay, Asensio, too much on his screen. Where's the tracking? There's the double. Kenzor and Asensio, they can't match the output.
Bitmakta çadı 3 kişini betledi. Oy, ayım. Alex'in yok vardı. Ukşama.
Would have changed the whole dynamic, but no.
Patrick.
One missed opportunity and Bit does not squander his, leaping into the site. The pathing so supreme. Ignores the initial spray, doesn't focus on that one frag, and instead finds all three to break through. You talked about how important this was for conversion for Bait. I mean, we're going to see just how punished they are as they concede the 12.
Safe the love.
Which is about $300 per player plus 1900. So you're talking 5-7s. Not a whole lot to bring into this, and you have to hope that Hedrick's able to open up the account. Alex has the most kills at 16. The bottom end's 11, so it's not like anybody's a slouch.
Alexi,
Now unique round. Unique oldu.
It could very well be, right? This is the thing. I don't like. We have to run with it.
We have to.
Yeah.
Like, there is a world where that was the call. It did lead to these fights for Bit. And that late arrival there of MPL goes down. The last couple of bullets of the mag, that is impressive. And there's a reason, you know, Kenzor brings up Bit in the pre-game statements. He admires this player.
They've gone with MP9, so firepower as opposed to utility. They have to take the fight.
Oo, ayım kutu oldu. Ne bular rush kılıp çıktı. Round 9 kim adı mı? Oo, timing ne kara. Patrick bitti de op geçişi mümkün edi.
People talk about best of ones and being unpredictable, not for Navi. They sail through those and here in the best of three, keeping it efficient. Just a two-man.
No 13-8. Ente imsak B8.
Burst from the long range MP9 finds Alexi.
Türtüber. 13-8. Ente. B8 ente. Real Girona.
Oradan beri olmayotgan Girona'ning ba'zi futbolchilari.
Real sıkışıvat.
Mana bu yerda kim bor edi yana? Porto.
Oy.
Давайте я разыграю вам 3 ножа сейчас в чате. Давайте сделаем.
2 bölü saat. Male.